Hello and welcome to the Defense Scope. I'm Snehesh Alex Philip. Now today is the day of budget and I will specifically look at the defense budget. Now remember that this is an interim defense budget because yes, the elections are coming up, a new government will be sworn in and that is when the full-fledged budget will happen. Now as far as the interim budget is concerned, that is the budget for 2024-25, it has been hiked by a marginally 4.72% when compared to the budgetary estimates this fiscal. However, a comparison with the revised estimates shows that this is actually minus 0.38% decrease. Yes, it's actually a negative growth. Now, according to the budget estimates that the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman read out Thursday, the defense budget accounted for 13.04% of the total expenditure this fiscal as compared to 13.8% in the year before, which means that there is a shortfall here too. Now, the total outlay in the interim budget for 2024-25 was 2.09% of the total nominal GDP compared to 2.17% in the current fiscal, which means that there has been a drop in this aspect as well. Now, in terms of pure numbers, the total defense budget for 2024-25 stood at rupees 6.21 lakh crore or approximately about 6.2 lakh crore as compared to the 5.93 lakh crore in the budgetary estimates for this fiscal. However, the revised estimates puts the defense budget at rupees 6.23 lakh this fiscal and hence the new numbers for the next fiscal are a negative increase. When it comes to the capital budget, last year's budgetary estimate stood at rupees 1.62 lakh crore but were revised to 1.57 crore as the military was not able to spend the allocated amount. The interim budget earmarks rupees 1.72 lakh crore for the capital expenditure, which will go towards procurement of modern systems for the armed forces. Now, budget figures show that both Army and the Navy have failed to spend the full capital amount allocated to them. However, the IAF managed to spend more than what it was allocated. When it comes to the revenue budget, the allocation that takes care of pay and allowances besides sustenance and operational preparedness, the military spent rupees 28,000 crore more than what it was allocated. Revenue spending includes procuring of ammunition, mobility of resources, movement of personnel, catering to day-to-day expenditure of the armed forces in strengthening the deployment in forward areas and keeping the forces always ready to take care of any eventuality. So remember that capital budget is meant for procuring new equipment and revenue budget goes through pay, allowances and sustenance issues. Now this year the earmarked amount is less than what was spent last year, that is the revenue budget. While the budgetary expenditure for revenue was 2.70 lakh crore, the actual revised numbers stood at 2.98 lakh crore. For the next fiscal, Sitharaman has allocated 2.82 lakh crore. When it comes to pensions, the budget allocated for 2024-25 stands at 1.41 lakh crore, less than the revised estimates of 1.42 lakh crore for this fiscal. Now, as far as numbers are concerned, remember that of the 6.2 lakh crore allocated to the defense budget, 27.67% goes to capital procurement, 14.82% for revenue expenditure on sustenance and operational preparedness, 30.68% for pay and allowances, 22.72% for defense pensions and 4.11% for organizations under the MOD, that is the civil organizations. Now, the Defense Ministry says that the budgetary allocation for capital expenditure in the defense for 24-25 is 1.72 lakh crore, which is 20.33% higher than the actual expenditure of financial year 22-23 and 9.4% more than the revised allocation of 23-24. The Defence Ministry claims that the allocation is in line with the Long-Term Integrated Perspective Plan, that is the LTIPPP, of the three services aimed to fill critical capability gaps through modernization by materializing some big ticket acquisitions in the next fiscal. The planned acquisitions for the next fiscal includes the 12 additional Su-30 MKIs, upgrade process of about 100 Su-30 MKI fighters, purchase of 26 Rafale marine aircraft, 3 additional Scorpion submarines, among many others. Now, the total budgetary allocation on account of defence pensions is rupees 1.41 lakh crore, which is 2.17 higher than the allocation made during 2023-24. Also remember that in light of what the Defence Ministry calls the continued threat perception faced at the Indo-China border, the capital budget for the BRO, that is a Border Roads Organization, has also increased. The allocation for budgetary estimates 2024-25 is rupees 6,500 crore, which is 30% higher than the allocation in 23-24. And just to give an idea about the numbers, remember that the one that has been allocated for next fiscal is 160% higher over the allocation in 2021-2022. Projects such as the development of the Neoma airfield in Ladakh at an altitude of 13,700 feet, permanent bridge connectivity to southernmost panchayat of India in Andaman and Nicobar Island, the 4.1 kilometer strategically important Shinkula tunnel in Himachal Pradesh, the Nepechu tunnel in Arunachal Pradesh, and many other projects will be funded out of this allocation. Now, the DRDO has seen a very marginal rise as far as the budgetary allocation is concerned. The DRDO has been given rupees 23,855 crore for the next fiscal from the 23,263 crore this fiscal. Of this, the major share of rupees 13,208 crore is allocated for capital expenditure. For The Print, this is Snehesh Alex Philip. Do subscribe to our Print's YouTube channel for more such videos.